COVID-19. There are now 10 active cases in the state, all in the Medi-Hotel system. An Elle plater has escaped jail for her involvement in a street race that ended in a deadly crash at Andrews Farm. 20-year-old Alakir Kelly-Degg was the driver of one of two cars travelling around 100 k's in a residential street in January last year before the other car crashed, killing passenger Bor Mobile. The driver of that car has already been jailed for the crash. Ms Deng has been handed a suspended 3-year sentence. The state opposition says the attention surrounding the situation at the Women's and Children's Hospital requiring babies with complex heart problems to be sent into state highlights the need for a funding boost to Heart Kids. The charity has had a request for $200,000 in state funding rejected. Shadow Health Minister Chris Picton wants the government to change its mind.
I think also Australians now have a better appreciation of the very difficult situation. Sometimes they're in Melbourne for a month, 2 months, sometimes 6 months or longer, and that's a very significant situation for them.
The latest wastewater testing has revealed South Australia's consumption of meth is the highest per capita out of all the capital cities and regional areas. The state's country areas have also recorded the highest average consumption of cannabis in the nation.
There's still time to become a polished man and help in violence against children here in Australia and around the world. You can sign up and donate today at polishedman.com.
Down to 12 degrees tonight before showers easing and a top of 20 tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 21 on Saturday. Kids, get on Nimble's float in the National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant. Just get on the nice list with Beck, Ozzy and Limo at safm.com.au.
Harry and Tommy, back in 30 seconds.
We're feeling sunny, everyone done. Where are we running? Into the sun, golden circle. Let's pour it up, share sunshine. It's bright in the cup, isn't it funny? Everyone laugh, sun on their lips, grew a moustache. We love the fun we have in the sun. We have a funny and sunny good day with everyone. Awesome sunshine, share it around. Golden circle, sunshine.
This is Harry and Tommy.
Yes, it is, and coming up very soon, we're going to try and spin for $10,000, all thanks to Dr. Urca Ristorante, thin and crispy crust topped with some gourmet ingredients, and ready in just under 15 minutes. Pizzeria taste, surprisingly, from your freezer, guys. 10 grand up far away.
Sounds very good, Jesse. If you had 10 grand, you wouldn't stay here because our friends have got together to make the world's worst Airbnb. Now, before
They've planned to make the world's worst.
They've done it, yes.
Why?
Because they thought it would be fun. They've got their own YouTube channel and they upload antics and pranks like this all the time.
Funsters.
Rascally rabbits. Where is the worst place you ever stayed? Have you ever had a horrible, I'll take hotel, motel experience?
Yes, a motel in America. When I was driving across America about 15 years ago, and it was as I lay on the bed, I was aware I was getting bitten by bed bugs.
Oh.
Then I thought I'd put a towel on the ground and sleep on the floor, but the smell that came off the floor when I laid on the floor was so bad that I ended up just sitting up against the wall, and I slept sitting up.
Oh.
And it was one of those ones,
Sorry, Siri.
Siri wants to get involved.
Siri's worried about it.
What Siri? What does she think I asked?
She wants you to repeat it. Go on.
It was one of those ones that's shaped like a U, and you park your car out the front of your room.
Yes.
And there was no cars parked anywhere. It was in the middle of nowhere, and I thought I might die that night.
That reminds me of touring stand-up comedy a lot. I did years of staying at those motels where you drive in and park at the front, and I would always love, they always have their kettle with the 2 biscuits.
Of course.
In the little plastic, and then you'd run in and, and exposed brick. It's always exposed brick.
And there was often not someone at the front desk, or if they were actually in their room, and they'd have to come out from their room and also man the front desk.
Yes.
And they didn't want to know your problems.
Yeah.
No.
I've tried on. I was saying it was actually quite a nice hotel, but I got into the bathrobe, and it was like covered in little hairs. Which did not work. Yeah, and I was in it already. And it made me want to burn the whole building.
But it was a nice hotel.
It was a nice
That's
hotel.
gross. That means they don't wash those robes. They just hang them back up. How often is that happening? Do you think that's a thing?
Well, they did that test. It was on some like gossip show where they put stuff in the bed that, like, if you shine a black light on it,
to see if it's
it
actually
shines
taken
up.
and washed.
Yeah, and then there was like half the sheets weren't washed. Anyway,
Anyway,
this
so where is this terrible